You know, it's almost like your birthday with a package from China, so let's go. I picked up this Sega Saturn. This is in Japanese edition. And yeah, the problem is I need a step down converter because we're using 230 volts over here and I'm going to need 110. The problem is that I need to have a step down converter and I hate those bloody things. So I was thinking, do you know what? Let's get myself a PCU mod. And we're going to do a different casing because it looks not the best condition. It's a little bit yellow now. And I was also missing like this cover. So what we're going to do, we're going to do this modification on the Sega Saturn. Okay guys, so let's do a quick unboxing together. And there are some things you need to know. So with the Sega Saturn, it seems to be having different voltage versions. So they're going to give you like a couple of pages with nice, very nice printed glossy paper where we're going to explain how you need to install it. Of course I will show you, but take consideration that it seems to be like we have a 5 volt and a 3.3 volt. So there are things that you need to check out before you're going to fry something in your Sega Saturn or going to damage something. In the box itself, this is what you're going to get. Of course, the PCB where the magic all happens. Bitfunks piece of toilet paper. Don't forget your drop-in feedback. All the necessary cabling, and a very nice power supply, looks like a decent one, and all the connectors for different regions. Okay, so let's take a close look at the other box. And the case mod itself. I just wanted to make like one video of it. I could make like 2 videos, but I was more like, why? There's only one downside when you're ordering like in casing from AliExpress, is that sometimes you're going to get the message like me, that it wasn't in stock. It happened with me too. But okay, let's do a quick unboxing. And the shell, I got the blue one because blue is my favorite color. Seems to be functioning very well. Everything is here that we needed. The button is, by the way, in the inside. And I think this will be looking very splendid. Okay, so let's do a quick teardown of my Sega Saturn. Take also into consideration that we're having different versions, so if you're going to order the shell itself, and I think they also stated it on the website, like check your buttons, you need to have the one with the round buttons. Otherwise it doesn't work. Oh boy, so I'm hoping the laser itself is working because I didn't check it. It's my bad. The reason why I didn't have the time, but also not the step down converter at this moment, so I had no way to testing it out. So if this laser inside is broken, we need to replace it in a different video. Opening up is going to be fairly easy. You're going to remove the screws at the bottom, so basically we can lift up the top plate like with a Sega Dreamcast. I was super excited to get all the parts, and the reason is very simple. I wanted to have a Japanese Sega Dreamcast, but also a Sega Saturn. And you're having so many great games that weren't released in the PAL region. So that is why I'm excited about all of this. And I really hated my shell. It's incomplete. I'm missing the cover at the back. And overall it was just a freaking nightmare. But we'll see in the future what kind of mods we can do more on this Sega Dreamcast. But for now, it's going to be a blast if you ask me. So let's remove the last screw. Let's flip it open. Oh, okay, so that was fairly easy. I'm curious how filthy or clean it is. Okay, so we're having the power supply that we're going to replace, but we're going to replace it later because we're first going to replace the shell itself, the unit itself. Then we're going to be very gentle about how we're going to remove it. And let's see if we can put it back together. Okay, so let's do a quick inspection of all the parts, because I do see that the EO shielding has seen some better days. Just double check the main board. This is the middle screw. That one needs to be put aside separately. Okay, so let's take a close look at the main board itself and all the capacitors, and you can see that everything seems to be looking fine. Don't see any extreme wear. A little bit of a bummer of this, that this doesn't look that fresh anymore. The bracket needs to go back as soon as possible. Let's take a close look at the bottom. I see kind of moisture or something going on here. The pins itself all have like very nice connections, no other weird stuff going on. But I think this will do the trick. Okay, so let's put it back together and let's clean up the EO shielding, because that's of course the look of the system on the outside. Here you can see like there's still a little bit of rest, so we need to clean it up. Otherwise it will not look that nice when you're putting a different shell on it. Alright guys, so everything has been disassembled. We're going to put the old case back in the box. We're just going to keep it. And yeah, let's put it back together and let's see how it's going to work out. Alright, so let's disassemble this first. We're going to get an extra power button over here that we're going to use on the switch. Just need to figure out how to get it loose, but then we'll figure out in the process. Okay, so let's put this aside and let's put the EO shielding in first. Alright guys, so the last thing that we need to do is assemble the power supply. We're not going to use the original one because I'm living in a different region. So I don't want to use a freaking step down converter. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to assemble it. And they did give you like a very nice manual with it. And the reason why, because I got 3.3 and 5 volt. Everything comes included in this kit. Take consideration when you're buying a kit. There are also like, let's say, less complete kits. Okay. Alright, so they're talking about 5 volt and 3.3. I checked the manual and it seems to be having a 3.3 volt, so that's what we're going to do now. And let's put them in the right position. And let's see, it needs to be facing, of course, this over here. Okay. Oh, it's going to be very challenging. Okay. So is this cable long enough? Oh, I was first thinking that it was not long enough. Okay, so that's it. Just put in the right position, the right voltage. This one is going in here. In my opinion, it needs some extra support in the future, so that would be like a great upgrade. Oh. These connectors are too close to each other. You can see it over here. We're not going to need this one anyway. But there's also a thing that you need to improve, like you need to give it a little bit more space over there. So you can see over here that we're going to get all the stuff that we're going to need in this kit, including the 3D part that we're going to use for the outside. This part seems to be only needed if you're going to get the power supply on the top shell. So that's something you need to take consideration. So this, in my opinion, a very nice job with everything. So let's do a quick assembly and let's see if we can put just power on the system, because I'm curious if it's going to be working. Alright, so next up what we're going to need to do is assembly of the power supply or the input for the jack. It's going to be something like this. It's going to be super easy. That's it. Of course, we have an open gap over here, but they're going to give us this 3D printed piece of plastic. Super convenient. Everything what we're going to need is over here. Okay, so everything has been set up, put together, and we're ready to go. So let's plug in this bad boy. Okay, so let's put this bad boy back together, because I'm curious if it's going to be fitting. Yep, power supply have been added, the power button has been added, everything works like a charm. Loading please. But also I'm very happy that I got a working disk drive in my system. Ow. So let's try another game. Oh boy, I love myself some shoot 'em ups.